All right, y'all. Welcome to NothingisOB South Texas Golf Podcast, episode 91. We got a banger for y'all tonight. I got my boys, my four bros from the FOREBROS Tour. We got the FOREBROS Board. We got several of the members out here tonight. I got my boy Chris Jones out here tonight. He is the money man. I got Sergio. Sergio is the creator, the mastermind behind, I would assume, the handicaps. He has just created a badass website for us as well. And also I got the golf father. I got Jeremiah Sierra out here tonight. Now he is the man, the scheduler. He's really the one doing everything, punching the numbers. He is Geppetto to our Pinocchio right here. He's pulling all the fucking strings out here. And make sure, just in case for some of y'all, I got to put a disclaimer out there. Make sure you know that the views and opinions expressed by the host and the guest may or may not be shared by the sponsor supporters. So listen at your own discretion. Just in case you're wondering, these are for some of y'all who get offended easy. Make sure, just in case you don't like anything you hear tonight, sorry, we're not sorry. All right, guys, let's get right into it tonight. We got our guys on right here for our four bros. Let me go ahead and take this off right there. All right, let me add y'all on. I got Miah, I got Chris, I got Sergio. How we doing tonight, guys?
Good, man. I just want to let you know I got offended by that disclaimer. So.
All right, man. Well, hey, there you go. You're offended. You're out. There we go. It's just as easy as that.
You gone.
Gone, sucker. Get out of here.
Sergio, how we doing tonight, brother?
Good, man. Just excited to be here and excited to talk about the tour.
Oh, man. I'm waiting. I don't even know what's going on, man. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Chris, how we doing tonight, Chris?
Doing good, man. Same. I'm excited. We got a pretty big year coming up, so looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Miah, how we doing tonight, brother?
Doing good, man. You know, I was just watching that show Wednesday, like I was telling y'all. I might have a secret crush, but I think she's over 21. So I'll let you know.
Yeah, man. I was like, you know what? When you're doing that, when you watch those Netflix shows, you always have to go back and you have to check things out, right? You got to you got to make sure that you're getting turned on for all the right reasons, right?
Yeah. You got to do your research before you speak out, man. So
well, guys, thanks so much for being on tonight. And for those of y'all that are not too familiar, these are several of the board members out here that help run everything behind the FOREBROS Tour. Now, tonight, we're going to talk nothing but FOREBROS tonight. We're going to talk about the schedule, events, the different type of games, payouts. And just in case, for those of y'all, because we have some people out here that always are ready to talk shit and use some stuff against us, I'm going to let you know, and I think this is the best thing about our group is that everything, we are transparent. Sergio said that. It says that on the website. We're ultra transparent. We're unapologetic. You may not like the things we have to say. You might not like our policies. You might not like our procedures and how we go about things. But you know what? It's transparent. It's going to be out there for anybody to see. And all our payouts go right back to our membership. And we keep nothing of it. And I think that sets us apart from many of the groups. So let's go right here. Let's go ahead and kick things off. Jeremiah, you've created a freaking banger of a schedule for the upcoming 2023 year. Now, everybody for the most part, they like sausage. They like when it's cooked. They like when it's grilled. They like when it's served. They don't want to see how it's made. They don't want to see everything that goes into it. So why don't you give us just a little bit of insight of how our schedule for the upcoming 2023 season became?
Well, it all started when we first started the schedule, I call up golf courses. We started our first one, we started off slow where we could go Fort Sam, Rebecca Creek. They're probably come a long way when we first went out there. But now these schedules that we're going into, Comanche Trace, Valor Creek, all these guys, they put trust in us to fill up these numbers. And the last 2 years, I built great relationships with these courses, Outstation, Landa, Buckhorn, getting nothing but shotgun starts on Saturday mornings. Like, to me, that's the best schedule, Landa, especially because I think I scheduled them right on January to get our schedule for 4 events. for this year, and they put us on shotgun start on Saturday mornings, which that is hard to get sometimes, you know, and that is a pristine course. But yeah, it's just calling, trying to make a schedule. Is some days is not perfect because I have to show the guys and cross-reference and stuff like that. And you know, you don't want to put too many events close together or separate apart. But like I said, I don't even know how I got that great of a schedule, but they just kept on saying yes, will and deal. Like Valor, you know, I went back on prices with them and finally got a deal with them because, you know, we showed we got our numbers there. So we got a $60 green fee with burger, fries, and drink. I mean,
Now,
you can't do that.
Now, if anybody knows, guys, especially you board members, we know how important burger, fries, or burger, chips, and a drink is for Miah. That's like it's a make or break.
Throw that burger in, or I'm fucking out, man. I'm fucking out. That's GCT. Give me my motherfucking burger.
And you know what? Golf Club of Texas here in San Antonio could have kept this if all they did was throw in a burger.
Throwing a fucking burger, dude. It's just a simple gesture. They could have kept us, man.
Chris, now is that a deal breaker for you, Chris?
You know, I didn't think it was at first, honestly, but the fact that we got some courses throwing in free, like, you know, the burgers and deals and everything, man, it's important. I need my free burger afterwards.
You got to soak up that alcohol, right?
Yeah, man, I need it. It's a long round of golf. I need to, you know, replenish some energy a little bit.
Now, Serge, I know we always try to, Sergio, now I always know we try to support everybody, right? And we've actually just kind of gotten behind Miah on this whole burger and thing, you know, like, yeah, and like as funny as it sounds, you know, because we always hear other courses getting this and that, and a lot of people like to be super secretive about this crap, but you know what? Everybody talks.
Yeah. So, you know, before anything, you know, I'm about to retire, so you know my patriotism's kind of high, and I just kind of want to highlight today it's Pearl Harbor's anniversary, and you know, just kind of tip my hat and just kind of remember that. But going on to, I just kind of want to touch up on something of what Miah just mentioned. He works his ass off to get us some great courses, and the relationships that we build with them are really, really important because it just allows us to come in with big numbers. And to think that, you know, throughout the last year has been a trial and error process where, like, you know, what works, what rhythm works. And, you know, pretty much Miah is the one that goes up and gets us the deal. And then, you know, me and Chris come in the back end and turn in all the paperwork that is needed for the courses for us to run a smooth event, right? We show up with, you know, tee sheet, names, numbers, card signs, scorecards. So we never become a nuisance to any golf course. As a matter of fact, it's just very welcome from them for us to show up so well, you know, so well organized.
I agree in that. And as being in a tournament director for a very successful tournament, which was the Putting for Pops, which Miah, congratulations. He's a 2-time champ, back-to-back champ. I posted a bit, yeah, he shot a 46. He shot a 46. And he said they still left some out on the table. They still left some out there. And but seeing on that side, you see and you get an understanding of what it takes to run a successful event. And man, it's work, man. And I know y'all guys do a great job, Sergio, Chris, with all these numbers. Because you know what, at the end of the day, there's people looking. Someone's always looking, and they want to see you fuck up. They want to see you slip up. They want to see somebody keeping that cash. They want to see somebody try to do some shady shit. And that's one thing I really appreciate about our group is that we try to be transparent. Of course, sometimes it takes days. People, yep. Everybody wants everything now. They want it now. They want it yesterday. And yep. I think having us saying, hey, results, everything, payouts are going to be posted a day later. It gives everybody a chance to breathe, to make sure you have it done correctly and that nothing slips through the cracks.
Correct. You know, and the big, you know, I love what you said. Like we sometime in the future, we do want to monetize this, but we do not want to do it at the buy-in's expense. You know, we're pretty adamant of whatever money it is that you're putting in, it goes back to the pot and you have a fair chance to win some of that money back. That's kind of like, you know, we're built on that rule. We want people to understand that, you know, we do this for free. We're not going to take, the money that you put in on top of your green fee. We want it to be, we want you to have a chance to win it back.
Yeah, in our defense, we don't get paid, but we win that money on the golf course.
Well, y'all win that money on the golf course. Miah does with
He's been cleaning
with this ever changing fucking handicap. I mean,
hey, bro, that thing's like the stock market. That motherfucker always going like this, like the stock market, man.
It's always crashing, dude. It's always crashing.
That motherfucker is a 4 1 week and a 16 the next fucking week. I don't know, man.
Okay, now, all right. So I'm constantly seeing stuff, right? Like I'm constantly looking, and because there's a lot of great golf leagues out there, and one of the biggest topics is everyone wants to get together and have like a league versus league or tour versus tour, Ryder Cup style match, right? And that's just the big talk of like the golf world right now, right? Here in San Antonio, especially. And so I'm always looking that, I've had several guys who run really good golf groups on the show. And, we always try as a teacher and a coach, when you take from another good group, that's like good teaching, good coaching, right? Or good stuff like that, right? We're just trying to make our group better. And what do you think from some of y'all's past experience in being in other organizations or belonging to other groups? Like Sergio, I know you've done a lot of military, golf tournaments. Chris, I know you've done the AM Tour. You've done a lot of stuff where you're playing top-notch competitive golf. Miah, you're like a golf whore. So, you've tasted all these other groups, right? And everyone knows you get around. You have like golf herpes, right? And so
I've been kicked out of a lot of groups too. So.
That's right. That's what we always say is like, man, we've been kicked out of better courses than those shitholes, right? And so, what do you think if y'all could each give me one thing that you've taken away from those opportunities and those experiences and brought back to our group? Chris?
Yeah, I would say for me, like you said, I played on the AM Tour for a while. That's a fun event. That's a fun organization. A lot of highly competitive and good golfers and everything out there. The one thing that I took back from it, honestly, though, is the organization part of it. They're pretty serious and they're really, really organized when it comes to signing in, how they do their payouts and, results at the end. They give out plaques and stuff, good sized plaques too. Like right when they're done making the announcements, they're handing out stuff. They give you an envelope, you get your money and you get out of there. But everything is super, super organized from beginning to end. And that's something that I took back and tried to bring over to, our group here at FOREBROS is organization is key. Like obviously the day of the events, you guys probably seen us out running around trying to, answer questions, introduce ourselves to people, talk to the courses. We're trying to do a lot of things. So I think as much as we can be organized as possible is always going to be best.
That's a great point, because I think that's one thing you can tell, and you really can see that you've seen some things that you like on the AM Tour, some things that work well, that don't work well, and you have brought it back, because I do think, and sometimes I just stay out of your way, bro. I just stay out of your way because I see how focused you are, and I said, "Fuck, you know what? I'm not gonna talk shit. I'm gonna talk shit to somebody else." You know what? I see Chris, I see Marcus in there, so you know what? I'm gonna leave Chris. He looks fucking focused. I'm gonna talk shit to Marcus. Sergio.
I'm not going to say, I think my point is more about like the things that I didn't like from different groups. And I don't want to mention any one of them because, I've been playing golf for 30 years. So I had the opportunity to play at every level, collegiate, high school, USGA, military. And I think the things that I bring to the table are things that I didn't like, for example, the payouts, right? That's kind of, why are we paying fees? That's kind of one of the big ones for me. And secondly, I'll let Chris talk to you more about this, but the fact that we pay out gross and net for each flight, those are the things that I was pretty adamant about, because, I wanted everybody within the group to have a fair chance to win, right? Because, our flights our A flight is 0, all the way up to 9. The guys up to 9 in the night side of the handicap should have a chance to win the net portion. What the guys who are shooting close to par or under par should be rewarded to win the gross part of it. So that's one of those things that I really, like about our group, and that I noticed that they don't do in other groups, that I really want to implement. And the feedback in general has been very positive about that payout structure, or that way to go about business.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, so I've been in quite a groups. I think I started playing when I was 23, and I still suck. But anyways, that's not that point.
So,
But
you still walk off courses with the best of them.
Correct.
yeah, still correct. But no, I mean, and I played from the C flight all the way to the A flight, worked my way up throughout the years and stuff. But what I took the good parts from those groups was after when the game was done. I mean, I still know guys since I was 23, the guys from, B&W, Johnny, all these other guys, Cartel, that I've known shit for over 20 something years, and just built relationships through everybody. Because what I always tell you, Andy, you learn a lot about a man when you play 18 holes with him. Like, hey, I don't want to fuck with this dude no more. Or, hey, that's my guy right there. We're going to go through this. But I learn a lot playing with people, and they learn a lot from me. Like, but at the same time, I like the competitiveness too, because I like having a good time. But when it's time to show out, especially we brought in the Scottish game. If you're ever in my group and you play for money, you can lose up to $50. I've lost to $200. So you got to keep your game up, but it keeps the competitive alive, especially just even in the tournament race, because like Sergio says, you have a 0 handicap all the way to 20 plus handicaps, and it's a mixture of both worlds. But to me, it's that, and then at the end of the round, just to let steam off from the whole week with your fellow golfers and your buddies and your friends and stuff in that nature.
Now, Scottish is a game I just don't get. Like, I just don't get, like, all right. Like, one of my good buddies here, I'm rocking right here. We'll get into just a little plug for them later. OAKBURY Golf Apparel, my man, the owner, operator right here, founder, Mark Villagomez, 20 plus gang there. Now,
what's up, Mark?
Hey, we got a home for you, bro. Come on down.
We got a home for you, brother.
Come play.
Hey, what about those 30 plus? What about those 30 plus golfers?
We got a home for them too.
Yeah. We got a home for them, man.
You may have to play with an 18 for 3 rounds, but after that, whatever you shoot is what you got, bro.
We got that mother-in-law suite for them, right? We got Now, okay. So as Forebros, we're trying to be just different than everybody else. We've all each taken something, a little bit something from every organization that we've played with or that we've been a part with. Freaking A-Rod right here. No, hey.
No mama's
way. No mama's way. A-Rod 30 plus right here.
You can't say that you're 30 handicap when you've been to the Open.
That's right. And he has an Open championship right there.
Right there, superintendent. You can't, especially at a prestigious golf club here in town. You can't say that. Not this guy.
Well, we say, get your ass in the cart.
Get your ass back in the cart.
Now, okay. So Sergio, you've been working on some great things in regards to the website. Now, I'm going to be working on trying to pull up the website right here for us. Why don't you go ahead and give us just kind of a breakdown as what went into creating this website? What was important for you, and what were some of the things that you went through in regards to building the site for us?
So a couple things with the website. First and foremost, I know that we used to work exclusively on Facebook in a closed group. That's going to remain, but we understood that there was a need to put out information out there for people who are not going to access Facebook. But my main driving factor was the rules or the tee times, or like the information that is relevant to execution time. Because you get guys like on Friday night, like, what group am I on? What's my tee time? Who am I playing with? Are we playing the ball down? Is it winter rules? So that right there in itself, it was a very important part for me to be able to have that information always available to them. And while I'm working the website, I just want to have that prominent information that you need to know what it's like, to get to us. The big change was that, hey, when you sign up, you want to pay up your buy-in or your fees. Hey, I'm going to link either Miah's or Chris's Venmo and Cash App, so you can, from your mobile phone, just can click there, pay, and you're done. Right? No more guesswork. And in addition, thanks to Brandon Ellis, we have the opportunity to work through Golf Genius. So I also link the events of Golf Genius. I link the portal with the GGID number if you're familiar with it. So you can see all the information that is relevant to execution, tee times, tees, what your handicap's going to be, and therefore and so on. So that was a driving factor, just, information. I wanted people to know, what they're supposed to be doing, what they're not doing, because I know that I do my Friday in my tournament announcements probably the day before, and sometimes I get a good turnout, but I know that half people are just like not listening to me, saying like, "What the hell is he saying?" So
I just watched to look at your mustache, and I'm just mesmerized. I just like looking at your upper lip.
Hey, I'm growing it and getting ready for retirement, so it's gonna be nice and thick by then, and then I'm gonna shave it off and then just grow a nice full beard like Chris.
It looks nice. So let's see right here. Let's see right here. I appreciate Chris combing his beard for this podcast. Is that true, Chris? Is that true?
Oh, definitely not. No, I never comb it. I
yeah,
leave it all natural.
I can see you got some to-go food in your beard right there.
Of course. In case I get hungry later on.
He's got some chipotle right there.
And I'm trying. Let's see. I'm gonna try here later to kind of bring up at least a couple of pictures of the website. And as I'm looking at it right now, it's really neat. You have the ugly sweater shootout that was this past Saturday, the 5th. You have Facebook announcements. You have game information, pace of play, scorecards, hazards, wet conditions, rock roll, muddy, new trees, sand bunkers, unmarked ground under repair, upcoming events. And it's great. It's putting everything there that everybody wants to see. Now I know Miah loves Facebook. He really loves that. He really loves Facebook. He loves OnlyFans and Tinder, right? And he's really good at those things. But we need somebody who's really not Facebook savvy. And I think that's something great that in doing the website, it gives everybody those opportunities that aren't on social media to kind of go through.
That's kind of a good segue to how we are restructuring everything, and at the end of the day, we're trying to have a larger digital footprint. So, we'll spread them out, but we have a Twitter account now. We have a TikTok and Instagram, and we'll put those out in time. But we also want to start putting, for lack of better words, content out there about the things that we do, just kind of, to recruit people. We want our people from San Antonio to come play with us, to enjoy our group, because we are different, for the sense that not only we don't take your money, but the fellowship that you get within our group is pretty significant, and people need to experience that.
And you say that, right? And I'm not out here to badmouth any group. I'm not, because I've been a part of the Golf Fellowship. I played some Alamo City Golf Trail Tour events. I've played Fairways for Warriors. I mean, I've played Nola Ace. I've played with I've played a couple of Satiga events. I've played in some different leagues out there. But I think one thing that I really loved about the Golf Fellowship my first year in was that everybody stuck around afterwards. And then I kind of saw like a little trend starting to occur. And I don't know if it was this was pre-COVID, that maybe not so many people sticking around afterwards, not so many people participating in the fellowship aspect, which I thought Kerry Neester, which is the creator, man, solid dude, great guy, great mind in regards to building like a solid golf association, right? And I think that's where, and then, you got COVID, and then after COVID, I think that's a big part of it. I think that's a big part of a group, is that, just being more than just the golf. And if you saw my post, sharing this, I meant every word of saying, like, these are some of the guys that have been here for me in my darkest times, and vice versa. And I know guys that will be willing to do a solid and not asking for zero in return. And I think that's been probably like the thing that I could take away the most from this group, is that, some of my best friends are in this group. Some of my boys, I want to bring my best friends and guys and people I consider family into this group, because I'm proud of not just the golf, but it's everything that kind of goes into it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. A lot of my like when I first met Chris at Floresville, we played Charlie, and we stuck as friends after that, and built a relationship with Andy. The same thing. We all met through the golf course with Sergio. I still can't shake Sergio off, man, but he's still here. Hey, Andy too. Andy, try to shake his ass off too, but he's still my friend.
People say I'm like a dingleberry, like you think I'm gone and I'm just stuck in the fellows, I'm just stuck up there.
Yeah, but built great relationships where you could call me in the middle of the night, you need help. Hey, I'm there for you, man. I'm there. Just like one time Andy called me at 11. We talked. He said, man, I just finished lifting. I was like, fuck, you working out this late? No, I'm driving Lyft right now. Like, what the fuck? But we call each other, we text throughout the day, just good relationships. And I'm still building good relationships with guys that are new members coming in. And I think they appreciate that from us, because some guys know they can smell bullshit from guys coming in, but we're so transparent, and sometimes I'm a little bit more passionate. And that's why the board kind of calms me down, because they said we members if I control kicking everybody out or whatever. But at least you get honesty and truth from me, and and I treat everybody with the utmost respect. But if you're acting a fool, it's time to go. But
well, the only one that really acts the fool is really you. That's really what.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's like they can't act more of a fool than you do.
We call it Miah rules.
The Miah rules.
That's right.
There's our bylaws as a board, and then there's
right.
Miah rules.
Sergio's working
protect
on
me from
right now.
Yeah, protect me from myself. But I want to talk a little bit about the schedule. So right now we have over 30 events coming up. So get ready. If you love to golf, get ready. Yeah, it's 30 events coming up next year. We're still talking about like our off weekends when it's a long break, because we're all the same. Even though we just got done with our outing, the next weekend when there's no thing, we're like, all right, where the fuck are we going to golf at? Because, if we're here, we love to golf, on a weekend or something. But we still talks about that, picking every random Saturday or Sunday, just a small group, 16, 20 players.
That's I can't tell this guy, right? Like I can't tell this guy shit, right? So being a teacher and a coach, and I'm in the midst. We went straight from football into basketball. I'm in the midst of playing in my third freaking consecutive tournament. And I tell Miah, I said, hey Miah, I got some off days coming up, with the Christmas break. He tells me, oh yeah, man, we'll get a little game together. We'll get about 20, 24 guys, and we'll throw money in the pot. And I'm like, that's a game. That's not the shit I'm talking about. I just want to go out there and just fucking play. Like, I don't want to go out there and lose my fucking money, like break the bank, like over a little fucking game of 24 to 28 players.
Hey, Andy, you and I just need to be Scottish partners. That's all.
Oh no, man! Oh, you know what?
Me and Marcus had a test to that.
I know. Was somebody supposed to send me money? That's all I know. Was somebody supposed to send me money, or we watched it?
Yeah, it's still in debate because you left. You left.
But I told you exactly. I left money on the table, right? That's really what.
Hey, Andy, they made me play it out against the two of them.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
And they were sweating it the whole way.
I was a witness. I went out there and I watched them finish the last few holes. I was a witness to a 2-against-1 for sure.
But Sergio, I guess Sergio's the big swinging dick golf wise in our group. So I mean he's
just
really
golf wise, yeah,
just golf wise. He's just a fire crotch, but he's really just.
I'm Mexican, but I look white.
Oh no!
Yeah, we know that, man.
No. You're one of the white friends I have. I have 3 white friends. I got Brandon, Jake Munoz, and you. So y'all are the 3 white friends I have. Oh, and my buddy Jason. So those I got 4 white friends.
Sergio chooses when he doesn't understand English. That's all.
Okay, all right. Oh shit. Okay. All right. So why don't you let everybody know about this story, Jeremiah, that when Sergio he didn't know one word of English at all.
Yeah, so we're at Landa, sitting on the table, getting everything ready, the scores to say out. Everybody's having a good time. You know, Brandon Boggs just got a beer. He's riding with me. Adrian rode with me. You know, we're all gonna go to Blacks right after Landa, and Sergio has this bottle of, you know, Fireball, and he's having a good time. And I'm sitting right next to this by Sergio, and fucking George Costanza fucking comes rushing in from Landa. I don't know what he is, the manager or what, or who the y'all need to get that bottle out of here. Get the bottle out. And he's looking at my fucking bottle was his bottle. And then Sergio's over here acting like he don't know English and shit, just not even saying a word. And
I was like, "Okay."
And so I get the fucking bottle, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it out. And fucking, I was like, well, I ain't coming back. Let's go. And fucking Brandon was all pissed, and Brandon had a spiritual, I'm not getting angry anymore journey. And he's telling me, I'm going to go fuck that dude up. I'm going to go choke him out, all this shit. It's just a mess. And then Chris calls me. He said, where you at? I was like, well, we're at Blacks. And then Nick Martin and them come, what happened? I said, well, I don't know. It was a white guy, so I couldn't say nothing. They'll probably call the cops. I was waiting for another white guy to tell him something. Wanted to be a white and white crime, man.
A white collar, literally a white collar crime.
Yeah. And then Chris told me what happened. I said, I don't know. I'm fucking pissed at Sergio, man. I'm fucking acting like he don't know fucking English and shit. And I had to take the fucking bottle out.
Okay, so Miah takes this bottle, right? Miah takes this bottle of Fireball, and I mean, I'm telling you, this guy walks in, Miah, boom, like goes like just zooming through the door, and everybody knows Miah. You know, Miah's a disabled vet; he can barely walk. You know, I mean, he's all upper body. You know, he has no lower body. And man, I see him going. And if anybody's been to Landa, you know, on the backside of the bar clubhouse area, it's got those winding steps, right? It's got those it's got those real steep winding steps. Well, you see Miah just, and I'm like over here like shit, man. I mean, hey, you know,
I look like the fucking gorillas from Planet of the Apes just walking up that motherfucking pass, man.
It's like you can tell this dude was a repeat offender.
His bow legs went into hyperspeed.
He had to kick it in.
Hey,
in the third gear.
I just want to say one thing. If anybody from the staff from Landa is watching this, I sincerely apologize for my actions, and it won't happen again. It didn't happen the last time that we played.
Yeah. We're sorry.
It won't happen again. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, George Costanza. It won't happen again.
It won't happen again.
It's probably going to happen again. It just, you know,
will.
It's probably going to happen again. We just have to be a little bit more discreet. You know, we just got to make sure.
This dude wasn't discreet. He's fucking taking shots and fucking.
I know, man. He was acting like he was part of the cartel. That's really what he was doing.
Motherfucker.
All right, Miah. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that schedule. Let's really get into what is going on for the 2023 FOREBROS Tour season. So our first event looks like that we have on the books right here is going to take place January 14th out at Alsatian Golf Course.
Yes. So Miss Reed and Outstation, they have always treated us, you know, when we first started off like family and stuff. So that's one of our big supporters there. So it was better. Why not start them over again? Because that's what we had last year was our New Year's hangover event there. So Outstation was the key to kick it off for January 2023. And then the next up is Valor. You know, you can't go wrong with Valor, especially with the burger now. So it's pristine. Then you got new to this year, I think, is Buckhorn. I think I got us into Buckhorn this past year, but we added them to the schedule. To me and the boards and yours, we really appreciate if you're gonna play once or twice a month, you want to play a great course. So that was a big thing in our nature, is trying to bring the best courses for reasonable prices to the members. And Valor, Buckhorn, Landa, Gateway, and especially Comanche, you know, you can't go wrong with starting those off for the year. And I also threw in a fish in pins tournament in Corpus this year in July, which I got a bunch of interest on that. We're going to also partner with Vatos Locals for that event to make sure we have it's actually going to be a 2-day event in Corpus. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that's going to be like a family affair. So really looking forward to that July one. But there's going to majors.
I don't mean to interrupt you right here.
No, that's fine.
I got the leader right here of PGA Hope here in San Antonio, Sergio Avendano. Buckhorn is a nice course, and I don't think we've ever seen Buckhorn look bad. I don't ever think we've ever seen it look bad.
No, never at all. And I like how it's open too. So
yeah, I mean, I think we just had that. We just had that one situation there, right? We just had that one situation there. Do not bring outside alcohol.
No.
Or you know what? If you're gonna bring outside alcohol, just do not bring a cooler, right? Do not bring a cooler.
Don't bring a cooler. Yep. But so 30 events next year, plenty of golf. That's not including what's coming up that we're gonna partner with Silverhorn to offer a Tuesday summer league. I'm looking very forward to that. Big shout out to Jadon out there at Silverhorn. He always takes great care of us from FOREBROS. Never bad anything at Silverhorn. That's great, beautiful course. So working out a deal right now, but it's gonna include wings, beer. Do I have a trend going on with food? I don't know. Maybe
Hey, I mean, you know what? You have to go. You have to go with your likes and dislikes.
You got to get a combo special, man. Golf.
The combo look. It's all about the combo look,
man.
right?
You can't just go for golf, man. You gotta, let's throw some food in there. Get a deal, man.
Bottom line, when we show up to a golf course, we are going to drink their beer. We are going to eat their food. Just give us a little incentive, just a tiny little bit, so we can stay in a little bit longer. You won't regret it.
The last time we were at Silverhorn, it was me, Sergio, and a couple other guys. We had a little money game there. Shit, we had to get kicked out of there. Like, hey, we're closing up. We're gone. I was ready to roll. I was getting this close to going off. Like, let's go hit some clubs.
And see, and that's what scares people. That's what it seems like. That you scare people when you do that.
And then I had to roll it back. I was like, shit, okay, I'm married, got kids. It's Tuesday. I got to go to work now.
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's getting trashed on a Tuesday.
I want to talk about that just fairly quick. Because, that night, specifically that we stay late and, at Silverhorn, and Jaden allowed us to stay there, and, the servers stay, we took care of her. We tip her well. That's kind of like the heart of our group. It's frowned upon if you leave early. Like, you got to stay and hang out. You play good or you play bad, it don't matter. You got to stay, because that day, most of us that would stay behind were veterans, and I talked about this in my announcements. This is for the people that are not part of our group. We were having some really deep conversations and talking about stuff that we're typically not comfortable talking out in the open. There are things that are important, right? The guys that stay behind really had a sense of belonging to a group, that they knew that we can rely on each other for anything else, other than golf. That if I'm going to pick up the phone and call some of these guys, if I'm having a rough time, they'll answer, they'll talk to you. And that's kind of what we're trying to build here, is like long-lasting relationships, for the people here in San Antonio.
Yeah, and that was a big one, because I played with Steven that day, Escobedo. He runs, Steven.
He runs Fairways for Warriors.
Fairways for Warriors. Me and him, we're
Big
boys now, man. Like, me and him, I got kicked out with a dog with him at GCT at the bar. They cut me off.
And the dog. They cut off the dog.
Yeah, and they cut off the dog. We build a special bond, man. Like, and
okay, a special bond was built between who? Between you and Sergeant, which is the German Shepherd, or between you and Beto? Who built this great relationship?
I think it was a threesome.
Sergeant brought it together.
Sergeant brought it together. But no, Steven's a class act guy, man. Like, that's what I appreciate getting out of this group. And then we never played together before, and we played together at Silverhorn. It was and introduced him to Scottish, and he had a fucking blast. I had a blast. He won most of the money that day, but you know, it tells a lot how golf brings you together, because we had a other outing and he came out there just walking to come see us play, you know, at Willow Springs, and that tells you like, hey, I'm gonna go see some guys. That's when you know you build great relationships with people. If they can just say, you know what, I'm gonna go check out what my boys are doing. I'm not even playing, but I'll go walk a couple of holes with them with my dog or whatever. But we were driving up and I'm like, what the fuck is this homeless guy with this fucking dog over here? And we start. I was with Derek and Osman, and we're like, what the fuck is this homeless guy? It was fucking Steven. I'm like, oh shit, my bad, dude. I thought you were a homeless guy. But it builds great relationships, man. Like, you know, just playing the game of golf and competitiveness. And, you know, even though you take money from me or I take money to go have a beer and just laugh about it, or seeing my eyes watery and shit because y'all took all my money, hey, it's great.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about one of our supporters, one of the supporters about NothingisOB Golf Podcast. And when we get back, Chris is gonna kind of do a little bit of breakdown of in regards to our payouts, what games we offer, because everybody's always curious. Everybody's always curious about what type of games we play, and we have some games that do a couple that are a little bit different from other groups. So we're gonna take just a quick break here, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about one of my good supporters right here. I got OAKBURY Golf Apparel, established in 2022 out of Houston, Texas. My good boy, my good buddy, Mark Villagomez. He has some great items out here. And for viewers of the show, supporters, listeners of the show right here, he's created a code for us. NothingisOB is the code. You get 15% off your order. And debuting tomorrow on his website at www.oakburygolf.com. He's got some great items coming out here, right here. He's got a badass short sleeve quarter zip. That's the one I got coming my way, but I'm kind of jealous. I'm a little jelly because I didn't see this one right here. He's got this badass white and baby blue with red trim. And I know my boy, he's gone through getting samples sent, materials, and the material is top notch. I thought that one of these sleeves would be longer than the other. No, this guy's made sure to double check, and he's very particular about what he puts out there. There's some great quality, great items right here. Also, right here, he's got Augusta green colors right here. He got that Augusta green with the yellow trim. And for all of our listeners, NothingisOB is the code. You get 15% off. And also what he's doing and what I'm doing, anybody that orders one of these short sleeve quarter zips using that code, I will throw our FOREBROS logo on there for free. Our FOREBROS logo will be thrown on there for free if you use that NothingisOB code, and that's on my dime. That's just an incentive for all of our bros just to kind of support this group. He's a great guy. He's all about inclusion, all about really changing the game, really bringing it to more people, putting it out there, and especially for H-Town, doing some great stuff. My man, make sure you check him out, OAKBURY.com. Got some great items. He's got a Houston Astros themed towel. I can give a shit about the Houston Astros, but it's a badass towel, badass quality. Make sure you check him out. Use the code NothingisOB to get 15% off your order. And once again, if any of our bros, any of our guys from our group from FOREBROS Tour, you buy one of those quarter zips, we will throw the FOREBROS logo on there for free. Oh, well, not for free, for my cost. All right, guys, back to the show. Jonesy, why don't you give us some insight for people out there? Tell us a little bit about the payouts, what it costs to get into these games, what games we offer, and maybe what's a couple of these games that maybe are different from some of the other leagues.
Yeah, for sure. So most people know, a lot of you guys have already been playing with this, but if you haven't been playing with this, typically at our events, we have a buy-in, right? And typically that buy-in, it's usually $25. And what that buy-in does, as soon as you pay that $25, that includes you in the CTPs, which is what you can win. It also includes you in the gross score, gross, medalist, and also net medalist payouts as well. So those three things you're automatically included in when you pay the $25 buy-in. But then we also have some optional games that are a little bit different than what, like Andy said, some of your other groups and everything have. So we do a $20 optional gross skins. Keep in mind, all this stuff is flighted. So if you're an A flight player, you're playing against A flight people. B flight, you're playing against B flight people. Same thing for C flight as well. But we have an optional $20 gross skins, which it is what it is. Obviously, playing a skins game. But we also have what I enjoy. I like it a lot. It's called the King of the Par 3. This is another optional game that we have. And King of the Par 3, it's a $5 buy-in for that, and it's optional. But what it is, it's a flighted optional game where we take the lowest gross score on all the par 3s combined. And the winner is whoever shoots the lowest score out of all those par 3s. So let's say, for example, you have an event and there's 20 people who, buy into the, King of the Par 3s in your flight. That pot there is $100, for example. And if you come out and you shoot the lowest score, then you win that $100 pot. But the good thing about this, and what I like about it the most, is that let's say there's a tie and 2 people shoot the lowest scores, then that pot rolls over to the next event. So the more ties we have, the more it rolls over to the events. And that pot gets bigger and bigger and bigger until there's finally a winner. We've had that pot get up to good amounts so far. We've had some people win it. Yeah, we've had some people win it in different flights and everything, and it's a juicy pot.
Now, Chris, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you're right. I love that, and it's only $5. I mean, it's $5, and maybe the reason why I like it is because the first time we did it at Valor Creek, your boy won it, right? Your boy took it off, and I took it on a 40. I made a 40-foot uphill sliding left to right. I just say, you know what? I'm gonna close my eyes and hit it as hard as I can, and I hit it for birdie, and like everyone was freaking out. Brandon was there, Jake was there. I can't remember who else was there, but they were just like, dude, no way. And you know what? It won me $95, but I love the idea of that it's a rolling and building pot.
Yep, for sure. That's the big thing for me. I love it. I love the fact that it rolls over. It's funny. It's a lot of times if you don't shoot well on par 3s, you're hoping that it ties. Like you want the pot to roll over. But then obviously on the flip side, if you shoot really well on the par 3s, you're hoping that you're the only winner. And if you're not the winner, if it does tie, then you're kind of upset, obviously. But what we do, as far as our pay structure and everything goes, again, it's flighted. So A flight's only going to go against people who are in A flight and vice versa, and all the way down. But we pay out for gross and net for A flight. And typically it just depends on how big that flight is, will determine how many places we're paying for. So if there's 15 people in that flight, we may pay out first through third or first through fourth, and so forth. Just kind of depends. Close to the pin, close to the pin is something that's going to be there for. It's not flighted, but it's something that everyone is going to have a chance of winning. And then obviously the skins and everything that we do, they're flighted as well. And we'll do that for all of our events. Now that's if we have and we'll make sure you guys know too, just to always pay attention. You'll see that we have flighted events and we also have open events. Now, if we have an open event, the pay structure is the exact same thing. Your buy-in still gets you in the closest to the pin, still gets you in the gross and net medalists and stuff like that as well. The only difference is you're playing against the entire flight. So there's a mixture of everyone who's going to be inside that flight.
Chris, if I'm not mistaken, at times don't we have where there is A and B flights though for those closest to the pins, right? Depending on the amount of people, right?
Right. So, well, the thing is, we're starting to kind of gear towards just doing all one flight. But what will separate it will actually be, for example, T boxes. There's times where A flight's playing from different T box, B flight's playing from different T box, and C flight and so forth. So that kind of evens out the playing field when it comes to these par 3s. But typically we're gearing towards paying out more money to those who shoot well, obviously. So if you come out and you shoot a good score, you deserve to win some money back and everything on it. But what we do is we do a really good job of posting all this prior to any event. We'll make sure you guys can see what the pay structure and everything is like. So that way you guys understand and know what you're getting into and what you have an opportunity of winning as well.
And I think, Chris, thanks, man. That's a lot of shit. That's a lot of shit. But I know you've always been great at that. You've been great at doing the numbers, and you've always been on point with that. And a lot of times, again, that's why we just leave you alone sometimes, because over there you're sending money. And I know for us the preferred payment is through electronic payment, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Electronic payment's always the easiest.
It's always the easiest because a lot of times some guys can't stick around. Some people do. and it makes it easier for you as the treasurer or for people. Everybody just wants their money, right? At the end of the day, that's what it is. And sometimes you don't want to just stick around. And sometimes, like in Miah's case, you just get too drunk and you just take off or you blow it all, right? You blow,
Yeah, exactly.
you blow it all on pizza, nugs, and margs, right? Right, Miah?
I seen Miah leave the golf course twice, and that's our Randolph.
Oh, no,
He
okay.
just he was supposed to come watch me and cheer for me, and he's like, "I'm out."
I wasn't cheering for nobody that day.
Well, you know what? We've seen Miah walk off the course into the restaurant several times.
Please do tell. I've never seen that.
We've seen him. We've heard of his stories of getting pissed off and cutting all bets and going in and having a pizza and a beer.
No, I pay all my bets, man. I pay off my bets.
All right. So in regards to the league, Miah, you were talking about the schedule and the pins and fins, badass, because that's going to take place in Corpus Christi, which is my hometown and one of the courses I grew up playing, which on Oso Beach, and then potentially playing Gabe Lozano out there. Brandon, congrats to our boy, our fellow four brother, Brandon Ellis, on his new position at Fort Sam. Congrats.
Oh, yeah.
Congrats,
Hell
Brandon.
yeah, dude! So happy for you, man.
Mhm.
On being the new GM out at Joy Base out there in Fort Sam. Man, congrats, Brandon. I know you work really hard. I know the type of guy you are, and hey, man, couldn't be more happier for you. I know you're going to do some great things out there. Now, his question was, how about a Four Bros road trip to Butler Pitch and Puttin, Austin? Freaking love that track. Love it. Zoysia greens. They got they got mats for tee boxes. I think the longest hole is maybe 109 yards. It's got such a great vibe in the heart of downtown Austin. Brandon, great freaking idea. Love that place. I don't know if I'd come back sober, though. That'd be the only thing.
Yeah.
Miah,
Never been there.
Can we work it in? Can we work it in, Miah?
We can work it in somewhere. I probably got to spend the night, though.
No, we know Maya's got to either go to the zoo the day before, the day after, or
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld. Yeah, that's where he's got to. He's got to go to SeaWorld.
SeaWorld, man. Fuck Shamu.
Somebody told me that the other day. I think it was Oscar. Oscar said, "Man, I saw Jeremiah at SeaWorld," and I was like, "Why
don't you see me at SeaWorld?"
like,
Yeah, when I saw Oscar, somebody pushed me. I was like, "What the fuck, man? I haven't gotten a fight in a while, but goddamn."
And I said, I bet you just got done playing like a 3-day binger of golf. And he goes, "Yeah, that's what he told me. He told me he just got done playing his third day of consecutive golf. That's why he's there all day." And I'm like, that sounds about right, man. The fucking Norcas know Jeremiah's face and name and everything over there.
I got my own parking space in that motherfucker. It says the Sierra family on that.
It's a handicap spot. Don't let him lie.
Hey, man. Hey, that's true, though. It is.
But I want to say congratulations to Brandon Ellis. He's a class act guy, man. He always treated us well at Four Bros, and this is a big our schedule is going to change because we follow people that take care of us. So on some of those gateway, most of them, we're going to Fort Sam now because Brandon takes care of us and treating people right. You know, you want to follow those kind of people. And so we'll be taking those gateways, still in talks with Brandon to get some outings over there. But most likely we're going to move the gateway to Fort Sam.
We're going to be taking our talents to Fort Sam.
Yeah, we're going to be taking our talents somewhere else. Yeah.
All right. Now, a great point here. Thank you, Sergio, for sending me this message. Chris, if you just want to we want to make sure in regards to the rolling pot for the King of the Par 3s that it's only at like our huge main events and not at cash games.
Yes, that's one thing I want to throw in there as well. So the events that we have that are on schedule, those 30 events that Jeremiah was talking about, those are what the rolling pot and everything is there for. If you guys see a post for one of Jeremiah's side money games that he does,
disregard. Disregard.
Those don't roll over.
Hey, I ain't doing it.
He's going
I'm losing too much money in those side money games. I ain't fucking doing them.
Okay, all right.
Nobody can control him.
He's out of control. Jeremiah is really a rogue member. I mean, he really is. He's one of the founders. He's kicked himself out. He's gotten kicked out. He's back on. He's on and he's off. You know, he's hot and cold. I mean, okay, he's really got bipolar. He's really bipolar.
Bylaws and Miah rules.
Hey, bylaws, schmylaws, all right? Okay, so Miah, why don't you, as we kind of get close, as we get to the end of this conversation and talk about explaining to everybody out there who may not know a lot about FOREBROS Tour, why don't you talk about those side games and those cash games you have? Because that's one thing that I think not a lot of leagues do. A lot of times they have that set schedule, but one thing that I know that makes our group, again, just a little bit different from other groups is that there's always a money game, a side game, a cash game always popping up.
Yeah. As some of y'all that do know me think I don't have a job at all. I do, but
you don't.
Golf
but
is
fortunately,
your job.
I get off very early, which can make me. I know some guys like to play, golf during the week, and my thing is, if we're gonna play, let's all play together or have a little game or something like that. And so I try to do it on Tuesdays or, a day that's kind of free for everyone that can go, especially with the time changes. So it gets a little bit early, like the 12 o'clock tee times, what we try to look at. But during the time change, it might go a little later, 1 or 2 o'clock. But I like working because I work with Randolph. Randolph will do shotgun for us if I bring 20 players. Kenneth, he's a great guy too out there, Randolph. He works well with us. Jadon as well as one of the other courses I work with, Outstation, for these money games. Kissing Tree, I haven't gone out there in a while, but going to try to make it back there. But that's just to get those golfers and the chance to bring guys that can get in the main event. They can come and see what we're all about as well, because we run the same format. Same people will be there. Sergio comes out there. Chris comes out there every once in a while. You in the summer, you're out there, shaking it. And now we offer half points so the guys can try to still go on tour. But Sergio will speak on the point system coming up. But it gives them a feel that if you can't make the main events, then you can come to a money game and still get established to be in FOREBROS.
And Sergio, right before we get to that, and I think that's one thing that, again, it makes it awesome because you always see, especially, in all the Facebook groups and the Facebook golf groups, especially for here in San Antonio, you see that everybody's looking for a home. Everybody's looking for a game because some people can't play weekends. Some people cannot play weekends. Some people, they're just afternooners. And you know what? Those are the people that they just love to play. Those are grinders, right? And that's what makes our group, once again, it makes it just a little bit different that we provide those, or Jeremiah provides those when he's giving money to these people, right? When he's donating his money to those people, that it gives them opportunity to get those midday games. Now, Sergio, like I said, as we kind of get to the end of this podcast, why don't you kind of wrap everything up as we get to our points in regards to what makes a player, a new member, in order to have that handicap validated, if they're, they qualify, or how many events they need to get in order to make sure that they do have a verified handicap with FOREBROS Tour.
Yep, I'll go over all of that right now. First and foremost, just like you said, the money games, our games are built around getting people together. Because myself, like I said, I've been playing. I had the opportunity to play just about to every single level, and playing even playing team golf. Golf can be an individual sport, but our whole thing is to bring people together. So our motto that you'll never play alone, we live by it. We have a home for everybody, and we're reviewing all of our bylaws by the end of the year to make sure that we become inclusive of everybody who wants to join or participate in some of the events. And that that's internal discussions that we're having, just to make sure that we realistically provide an opportunity to grow the game here in San Antonio. I mean, that's what the tour is all about, just to make sure that we give an opportunity to grow the game. Simple as that. That being said, I'll just go over all these points. And Andy, if you have any questions at any point, just hit me up or stop me anytime. We're going to talk about the handicaps really quick. Our handicap system is, I think, one of the best that I've seen because it reflects your current state of ability, which is the average of your lowest 3 rounds of a rolling 6. So that right there allows you to change your, to play into your ability. Because let's say that you're in a little bit of a slump, right? And you're shooting like 12, 13 over par, but then suddenly you hit a really good round. You shoot like 3 over par. That 3 over par is going to anchor the rest of your rounds for 6 more rounds. And, if you go up, it's not going to change. If you go down, it might change. But nothing is going to change until that moves. So I haven't heard too many complaints about our system because it really shows where people is at right now. The people that drop from B flight to A flight deserve to drop from B flight to A flight. The people that drop from C flight to B flight, they drop. The people that went up to B flight from A flight, it's just where their game is at right now. And they're not cleaning house. They're just, they're just happen to be there at the time. The rounds will come and they'll come back to A flight and, we'll keep going. So because we want to make this, inclusive, if you are an 18 handicap and up, even if it's verifiable, for at least 3 rounds, you will play with that 18 handicap. So that's kind of one of those things that, I'm sorry, but, that's how it is. If you want to be part of the group and if you shoot that high, you're just going to have to suck it up for about 3 games. And then after that, whatever you shoot, you get your full pops handicap, like no issues with that whatsoever. But you just kind of kind of pay your dues. And we want to see that you're in fact are 18 handicap or above.
And the reason why we do that is because we've been burnt. We've tried to play the nice guy. Well, especially Miah. Miah's like, I know the guy. Hey, I verified. You know what? We did the
I got
whole
screwed over once.
Yeah, or twice, and not the screwing over we like, right? And I think that's the reason why. Why does every company have certain policies or procedures in place? And this is why, right? It's because we've been burnt. We've tried to play the nice guy, try to give people their so-called gin, their so-called handicap, and what? He's my friend. No, yes, he's a 12. No, he's a 12. And then somebody goes and shoots in lights out. Good night, baby. And shoots lights out, shoots a 68. Oh, I never shot in the 60s before in my life. Like, shut the fuck up, and we've been burnt. And that's why, unfortunately, it is what it is. Yep. And we've learned from those mistakes. But I do love the opportunity that these guys get that don't have a verified handicap with us, that they are still available and not just giving money to a pot, which a lot of groups do. A lot of groups do that. Hey, they want that money first and foremost. Show us that you're in. Show us you can commit for 3 rounds, 3 or 5. Some 3, minimum 3. Some are like 5. Like you have to get a minimum of 5 in. And you know what? Who knows if you'll even make it out for that 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, or even 5th event. And I do like that we give people those unverified handicaps that opportunity to win some money.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to what we talked earlier in the show. It's you're putting in money, you deserve a chance to win that money back. It's simple as that.
Okay, hold on. Marcus talking about that average golfer. And Marcus, some of us, that average dick. Marcus. Now Mark, I want to see Marcus happy. Marcus is always mad. I hope he gets some.
He was happy. He was happy Saturday. We won some money together.
Hey, he was blaming you, but the fact is that I was 5 under through 10.
Look right there. Says the worst golfer in the force. Okay, so Chris, right? We're out there, right? I mean, this is Marcus. This is Marcus Mader, right, my boy. And we're out there, and Miah, Miah's over here making the game, and Miah always got to tip. He's always got to tip the game in his favor, right? He always has to, right? And he's like, we're playing Scottish, and of course, I'm like, dude, it's freaking raining. It's 40 degrees. It's Silver Horn. It's car path only. I'm like, I got to go to work in 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, fuck this motherfucker, right? He's like, okay, who's the worst golfer here? And Marcus and I look at each other like, in all fairness, but in all fairness, I, I have to play golf regularly, and I love it. And hey, my game's got up and downs, it's just like everybody else. But I haven't been playing golf, so I couldn't tell you what my game is like. And so I said, hey, Marcus has been playing, and he's been up, he's been down, normal, just like all of us. I said, it's probably me right now, right? Well, shoot, sure enough, I played decent for like 12 holes, and then the wheels fall off because I come back to earth, right? I come back to reality.
He was even par going into number 9.
Oh, I'm telling you, like,
and then his partner shoots 5 under in the front.
but I'm just, all I'm saying is that, it is what it is, man. It just like sometimes
it happens.
Just like sometimes it happens in the bedroom. Sometimes my wife is surprised. Sometimes she's like, damn. She's like, damn, was that you? And another time she's just like, she's snoring, But okay, so that's what I'm saying is that Marcus was bitching about me, and Marcus, he just wants something to bitch. And you know what? I didn't feel like it was coming out. It was coming off me going to Sergio because I love it. He chopped Sergio down to size, and that just that makes me feel great because somebody always gets to freaking fire crotch over here, and that's Marcus. I love it. All right, so I got Albert Escamilla right here. Handicap question: what does rolling 6 mean?
Okay, thanks, Albert. Good question. So let's say that a rolling 6 means that if I have 6 scores for you and you get a 7th scored, your oldest score goes away and the count starts over. I hope that helps, but it is as simple as that.
So what that means is rolling 6 is that your most 6 recent rounds, correct?
Correct. Yes.
So let's say you got your 6th round, and let's say you have an average of maybe like you're in 82, right? Like 82.7 average, average strokes, right? Well, then let's say you get a 90, your most recent round. Well, that 90 will replace that oldest round, correct?
Yeah. So,
thank you, Albert, for the question, brother.
I just pull out the scores, and I'm looking at like Jake Ramirez, and his latest round was a 13 over. Then he had 10 over. Then he had 21 over. And then, the last 3 that he had was 8 over, 9 over, 5 over. So his handicap with those is 7.3. But what happens if he plays with those again, that 5 that he had in his round 6 is going to go away. And whatever he shoots next is really going to have an impact on his handicap.
Damn. See, I need somebody to dumb it down like that for me because I don't understand shit. I'm an idiot. I'm a PE teacher, I'm a PE teacher. So I don't know anything. I just know jazzercise and shake weights. That's all I know.
Eddie, let me finish up with the handicaps of here what we got. Okay, so if you have a gin, we'll take you, but you'll play with a 75% of your handicap. We will take Grint, not Grinder, Chris, or 18 birdies. Okay, but you must have at least 15 rounds in any of those 2 apps, with the latest one completed, within the last 2 months. And whatever the Grint or 18 handicaps pops out, you'll still play 75% of that. But if you have, if you play with a group, like Paga or VGL, and if you have, groups that we know and you're well established with them, we'll take that handicap up on further discussion. So it's not going to be automatic. We will have this internal discussion, see that somebody validates for this person just to make sure it's accurate. And then, we'll take you in with that. But it just, I like our system, but we'll take that as well. And if you want me to go into the points, I can do that right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this out with the points, because I know this is something that everybody wants to know, especially like a guy like me, that I'm a part-time golfer in regards to our tour because of my job, which a lot of people do. We can't play golf every day like you, Chris, and Miah. We can't just break away. Some people got to put food on the table.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the types of tournaments that we're going to have. So we have the money games. We are going to have opens. We're going to have regular tournaments. We're going to have opens. We're going to have shootouts, which are going to be flighted. We're going to have invitationals, we're going to be a smaller field, and we are going to have majors, right? So all those are the different types of events that we are going to have. I'm going to start talking about first the normal points system for everything but money games. Okay, so what we're doing with the points is very simple. I essentially, I'm a big F1 fan, so I took their point structure and used it to make ours. So essentially, you divide 101 points in the first 10 places. So, and these get applied to the gross scores. So if you come in first place, you get 25 points. Second, 18. Third, 15. 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. And then 10th place gets 1 point, right? Those points are awarded for our regular tournaments, invitationals, majors, and so those two. Shh, I'm talking. Okay, but on top of that, I'm not going to call it participation points. We're going to call it completion points. If you come to play an event, any of those, like a open or a flat event, you get 10 points for completing 18 holes. That's for you to show up. And then we slide 5 extra points if it's an open, goes to the lowest gross and to the lowest net. If it's a flighted, it goes to the first and A, B, and C flight. Those 5 points get awarded to them. But when we're talking about the majors, those one get those points but doubled. So
okay, now Sergio, let me ask you though, in regards to Miah's walking off on certain events. Now you have to complete these events, right?
Correct.
Just to make sure.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So Miah, I'm just making sure you hear this. So you can't get like half or partial points.
One time, motherfucker.
That was that's the biggest point. Like you want to get the points to be somewhere around the leaderboard or like be able to qualify. But because that's the thing, right? The invitational, the majors are going to be, the field is going to be based on points. So if you win an event, you're automatically qualified to a major and an invitational. And
now, in regards to winning, I don't mean to cut you off, but in regards to winning these events, you made it a point, or as the board made it a point, to give partial points to go to money games because, again, you know what? Everyone's schedule is different. And I do like that it gives people opportunity to get points when you're not playing like an open event or a major.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll talk about those really quick. So first and foremost, for the money games, that whole 101 point structure is not available for those. Those are going to be exclusive for our weekend events or the events that are scheduled, Saturday or Sunday, for all the ones that I just talked about. But if you're going to be playing on a weekday game or a money game, if we have a field that is less than 20 people, we are going to award 3 points for attendance, and then we're going to give 2.5 points to the lowest gross and the lowest net. So the most you can win, there's going to be 2 people in that field that are going to win 5.5 points, and everybody else is going to get 3. But if we get a field that is over 20 people, the attendance / completion is going to be 6 points, and then 4.5 to the low gross and net. Mike, a good question.
Let me post that. That's a great question by Mike Osman, one of our board members here. How do you consider who wins an event? Is it based strictly off handicap and not low gross?
Okay, thanks, Mike. So if it's a flighted event, it's going to be the low gross of every category. We have A, B, and C flight, those A, B, and C flight people will get 5 points each extra if you win it. If it's an open that we have, gross and net, it's going to be the winner's going to be the low gross and the low net. So each of those 2 players will get 5 points. So, we're really aiming. And here's the thing, to be completely transparent, we are going to reassess after first quarter. This is going to run for 3 months. We're going to look at the numbers. We're going to see how we're doing, and then we are going to be able to see if we need to make any adjustments. More importantly, within our tournaments, we are going to have player of the quarter, and we're going to have player of the year, and that's going to be solely on points. So we have a method. We have a method, and the method to determine player of the quarter, player of the year, is going to be a specific number off the top of the points leaderboard, and those people are going to be presented to the members and say, like, hey, these are your candidates. Go ahead and vote for them, and any ties, the board will break.
What about a participation trophy?
The participation trophy is up your ass.
I enjoy adding to my 6th place ribbon collection.
It's a DQ gift card to the shittiest golfer of that day. Sea Flight Mafia.
There you go. Sea Flight Mafia. All right, guys. Thank you, Sergio. And you know what? For more any more interest in our group, FOREBROS Tour, please visit our website. I will include the link in our show notes. I know Sergio's worked really hard on it, Sergio, and thank you so much for taking that time. I know you put your blood, sweat, and tears into this group, into that website. Chris, thank you so much, Chris, for being the money man and always making sure that you take care of it. You take care of it. You give everybody what's due, and you take all that money and you deal with it, because it's not easy. I don't envy that. And Miah, I know you have a tough job, man. You have a tough job making and building a powerhouse schedule, because not a lot of associations, not a lot of groups can say they got Valor Creek for $60, shotgun start with a burger.
With a burger, yeah.
With the burger. All right. And not a lot of people can say that they got Comanche Trace. You know,
That's
and
true.
I mean that's
true.
it. I think we've talked about it. I think there's only because Comanche Trace is a qualifying. That's like a city amateur qualifying. That's a qualifying for professional events. You know, I know for the VTO, it's a qualifier as well. For city amateur, for Texas mid-ams. I mean, that is a qualifying course, top notch. 3 championship 9s out of Comanche Trace out in Kerrville, Texas. And they just don't let anybody out there. You know, thank God Sergio shenanigans didn't ruin us as FOREBROS going back there. Top-notch championship course.
We also just got hired in the books, and we got added on the schedule for $65 green fee. So if you ever golf at Hyatt by yourself,
you know what's the great thing about the Hyatt? They're willing to give us a discounted room if we stay there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Oh. So that's good. That's going to be an extra perk that they're going to give us. They're going to block some rooms for us at a specific rate. So
man, that's
you
beautiful.
Can bring the family over.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Craig. Sorry, I'll ask my question another time. Thanks. Well, thanks, Craig. I'm looking forward to Craig. Craig, I think y'all know him. He's always on San Antonio Golfers, always talking about the golf cart Walker's Mafia.
Oh, right? Yeah, that is
always talking. He reached out to me about having a cigar, and I said, you know what, dude, there's some things I won't do, but for a cigar, I'll do some shady ass shit for. I was like,
hey, Craig, come on out, bro. We got a room for you, man. We got a home for you. Don't play alone.
You can go. Hey, he doesn't play alone. I'm telling you, he's with the cart mafia, with the cart walkers mafia. Chris knows. Hey, you can play with Chris. My fat ass needs to get out there. I just got a new walking cart. You know what? It's dusty. I don't know how to fucking open it, but you know what? Hey, it's ready.
Hey, before we close shop, I want to thank the golf courses that work with us and believe in us from when we first started to what we're going into now. Just want to thank them, and foremost the members. When we say everybody has a home with us, they do, because we've got guys that are retired colonels, sergeant majors. It don't matter, highway patrol, any members. But when you walk in there, even Derek, radio, they like coming to play with us because it's all about golf. It's nothing about what you do or work, anything in that nature. And we treat everybody the same. We'll tell somebody to fuck off if there's a colonel, or we'll tell fuck off, or we welcome everybody in arms. So we treat everybody the same.
Get your ass with the cart.
Yeah. And the members that have been with us. I just want to really thank you for believing in us and still going forward. And it's going to get better for everyone. So that's all I just wanted to say.
Nah, well said. Well said, Miah. Like my boy Freddie, who's been kicked out. You've badgered him.
I kicked Freddie out, got him back in. It says a lot about our group when I
says
kick
a lot about
people
you.
out, and
It says a lot about you.
When I kicked them out, and they still want to come back. I'm like, hey, I think I kicked Corey out of FOREBROS 1 and FOREBROS 2, and he's still back with us.
Oh man, this okay. The last thing, all right. So you're not anybody unless you've been kicked out by Miah at least one time. Yeah, let's put it that way, okay?
Oh shit! Man.
All right,
it's
guys.
Awkward. It's awkward when I see somebody after I kick them out at the golf course. I'm trying to hide and shit.
That's everybody, bro. Remember, hey, Miah told me this one time, guys. Hey, the golfing community is a small world. We have to be kind. And I was like this. What, are you recording this conversation right now? Like, what the fuck? All right, guys. Thanks so much for being on tonight, guys. I truly appreciate you. I'm so honored to be a member of the board for an awesome association, awesome group, awesome tour, FOREBROS Tour. Please check us out. I will include our website in the show notes. Please check us out on Facebook. And don't forget to hit up my boy, Mark Villagomez at OAKBURYGolf.com. Already a couple of people have bought. Thank you so much for supporting my boy. Make sure you use the code NothingisOB to get 15% off your order. And reminder, if anybody buys any of those short sleeve wind jackets, Mike Osterman already bought one, so I already got to throw our FOREBROS logo on there. Thanks so much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Sergio. And thank you, Miah, guys.
I got one more thing. I got to have a
piggyback.
Chinga. Another first and foremost, Sergio. Yeah.
I got to do a shout out to one of your big supporters for NothingisOB, Saul. He's out there, Mr. AK, Mr. 82.
He's off the grid.
And Adrian Lerma, big shout out to those two guys.
There you go, right there, Adrian. Congrats, Adrian, on your win, you freaking sandbagging motherfucker.
Hey, I watch every single shot. He earned that.
Hey, no, the real sandbagger is Saul. That motherfucker.
I was rooting for Adrian the whole way.
Congrats, Adrian. Thanks so much, man, for the Sea Flight Mafia right there, baby. Sea Flight Mafia. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night, guys. I really want to thank my boys. Please check us out. Please check us out, like I said, including the show notes, and hit us up on Facebook. It's a great group. True believer in what we're doing. And so thankful, like Miah said, he thanked the courses, thanked the members. I love it. It's a great time. Great people, great dudes. Thank you so much to my supporter, my man with OAKBURY Golf Apparel, my man, Mark Villagomez. Mark, looking forward to seeing you December 21st and 22nd out there in Houston, Texas. We're going to be playing a couple of rounds of golf out there during my Christmas break. Thank you so much for the support. Please check us out. FOREBROS on our website, on Facebook. Please check out the podcast, NothingisOB South Texas Golf Podcast. You can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, all social media platforms. Check out NothingisOBGolf.com. Remember, in the game of life, nothing is OB.